So Mercury is retrograde from September 10th until October the 3rd in Virgo, or Kanya Rashi in Vedic Astrology. This shows clear communication after deep reflection and getting the story straight in our head. An interesting symbol of Mercury is actually the Greek god Hermes Pan, who carried the caduceus. It's very much a sign of healing and really shows this part of our nature that goes to heaven and hell and back into the underworld and into the heights. This is really the nature of Mercury, this neutral mind which goes and explores and investigates all aspects of life. And the caduceus is a great symbol because it's also a direct correlation to the chakra system. You can see how the serpent winds around that central point, and then even those wings at the top shows the Sahasrara chakra, or where our soul leaves the body and merges with higher consciousness. Virgo, or Kanya Rashi, is very important in Indian thinking and cosmology. It's actually related to a young girl. There's even ceremonies in India called the Kanya Kumari Puja, where you worship the Divine Mother in the form of a young girl, because it's said that the Divine Mother is most alive in the innocence and purity and intensity of young girls. So this Mercury and this Virgo energy are very connected because obviously Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, so it's a very connected and powerful retrograde cycle. Retrograde planets themselves are very important because they show, based on our vantage point here on Earth, a planet appears to go retrograde in the sky, but it's actually closer to the Earth when it goes retrograde, so it's a major source of strength. So as I said, one of the main things to really understand about this retrograde cycle is its clear communication, which is Mercury based on a true story, after deep reflection, which is the retrograde. As I said, Mercury is exalted in Virgo because it's the ruler of Virgo, but it's also where that energy of Mercury becomes very precise, becomes reflective, and also becomes heart-centered, where the mind and ideas aren't just externalized, but they're reflected upon. There's more care, there's more precision, just like a young girl, and the way they think and ponder and organize and make things beautiful and proper and pure. So that purity is a big part of the Virgo nature, and that innocence as well. Everyone will benefit from this transit because it's a universal transit. Even if Mercury is difficult in your chart, this retrograde cycle in Virgo will really help you reflect upon that story in your head. And again, just like the innocent mind, let's say, of a young girl or of a child who hasn't made up their mind yet, who is very impressionable, this is also why this energy of Mercury, which is, as I say, quite neutral. Mercury goes into heaven and hell and all over the kingdom. Mercury's like the messenger. He goes all around the kingdom looking for the truth, the real story, not the propaganda, but the real story, and he filters that through this innocent mind, which is open to get the real story and vulnerable and innocent and ready to say, oh, okay, I wasn't sure what was going on. Bringing those ideas together are why Mercury in Virgo, and especially retrograde where we reflect, is so powerful for all of us. An innocent heart-centeredness and childlike mind and beginner's mind is key. So ask yourself, are there things that you can adjust to and admit you're wrong and therefore improve? Ways that you're seeing your life and your story that you can improve, where you need more mental innocence, less strong opinions where you're convinced that you're right? This is a great time to make those adjustments. So there's the power to forgive, the power to assist others, there's the power of devotion, the power of purity. Some activities have to do with like journaling and reflecting on things, also organizing and cleaning your environment. You may have noticed that. I've definitely noticed I've been wanting to clean things and organize. This is one of the important principles of yoga as well, saucha, or purity, where we have a clean and pure environment externally that mirrors a clean and pure environment internally. Of course, that also implicates things like our food, our patterns of consumption, all kinds of things that we're consuming, like you're consuming this video, which is great, astrology and these uplifting teachings, but what's the next video you're going to watch? Is it as uplifting and inspiring and purifying. So these things are happening right before the Navratri, or the Divine Mother Festival, which starts on September 26th. So it's also a very good foreshadowing of that. So I hope you have a great Mercury retrograde cycle in Virgo from September 10th until October 3rd. For a limited time, I'm offering 10 hours of masterclasses, Yoga and Vedic Astrology, Quantum Vedic Astrology, and Spiritual Astrology Masterclass. These are 3 great courses that will really help you a lot. Now, in case you don't know who I am, I taught the Astroved certification course of Dattatreya Shiva Baba in 2010. Ravi Shankar published my book in 2018. I've been around for decades. I've been teaching these great classes, and if you go to VedicAstrologyEssentials.com, you can get this 90% off discount of these 3 great classes, more than 10 hours, guaranteed value. You can check this out. These 3 classes will give you all the necessary tools to begin to learn Vedic astrology. Please find me on YouTube at Sam Jeppy, Vedic Astrology Teacher. On there since 2007, thousands of hours of classes. Also on Facebook at Astrology Teacher, tons of articles updated regularly, and I'm on Instagram at Vedic Astrology 108, ongoing updates and interaction.